Yang Cheng-yu was happy with our progress on the ground, so it was time to try out the move wired up. And whether it's Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, or The Matrix, whenever an action hero floats across the screen to deliver a wicked kick to the bad guy's face, it's wires like these and a few human counterweights that are holding him up.
He says, 15 years ago when he first started in the business, there wasn't any post-production where they can erase, the wires. So they had to use something that was even thinner. But nowadays, they can afford to use thicker wire, and they can even use mountain climbing rope, and they can still get rid of it in post-production. So it's a lot safer than when he started.
This rope is the same rope they use to attach the parachutes to the planes to slow them down. So
if you can slow down a plane, it can slow down a duck.
it's really cool to be doing what you see in the movies. You see Jackie Chan and Jet Li do these things. You're like, wow, I'd love to try that. Even though it's movie magic, you would do this same kick that kicks someone in the face in a real kung fu play.
Just a waistband.
Then it was my turn to get strapped in.
I'll tell you what, you can't breathe. Tight, 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 tight. Every region of my body is searching for where that blood went because it's all cut off.
Just think, if it messes up, you'll never know.
That's right.
The physics of doing the wire fu move while suspended in air are tricky. With no ground to stabilize you, even the slightest turn or twist can throw you off course.
I improvised.
Yeah, he says the reason you swung around is because when you made that kick, what you need to do is you turn out your upper body and make an actual swing and a follow through, so your momentum will carry your right leg.
Okay.
Once I started rotating my torso and following through on my kicks, I got the hang of it. So Yang and his crew upped the ante.
That was fun. That's fun. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You watch out. I'm coming for you, Jackie Chan.
But we were still miles away from being ready to take on a real kung fu fighter. Next, we'd meet up with one of kung fu's most revered masters and learn some secret techniques that were once taught to Bruce Lee himself.
The next stop on our journey would take us to the largest man-made structure on Earth. Just 30 miles northwest of Beijing is the town of Jianguan and the Great Wall of China. Stretching over 4,000 miles, the wall was constructed over 20 centuries by millions of men.
Although some sections of it date from 500 BC, much of the Great Wall was constructed during the Ming Dynasty as a way to fend off the Mongol and Manchurian raiders from the north. And the section near Jianguan was key to the defense of the capital. A breach of the wall here would leave Beijing exposed, so the men who stood guard were some of the empire's toughest soldiers and most feared kung fu masters.
Today, the town is home to Master Wang Zhipeng. Master Wang is a disciple of the revered master Wang Shunling. Ling also worked extensively with Bruce Lee during Lee's formative years. And it's the skills that Ling taught him that made Lee arguably the greatest martial artist of his time or any other.
The style is called Wing Chun. Master Wang's Wing Chun is built around the concept of efficient, close-quarter combat. Tight, coordinated movements are used to reduce the distance between you and your opponent. From there, a series of knees, elbows, or rapid-fire punches are used to injure and even kill. There's no wasted motion. Because of its close-quarter nature and its efficiency, Wing Chun has been adopted in the West in many women's self-defense systems, which wasn't surprising when we learned how Wing Chun came to be.
In the Qing Dynasty, a woman started the style of Kung Fu to protect herself.
In the 18th century, a local warlord tried to force a woman named Yin Wen Chun to marry him. But Wing Chun struck a deal. If she could beat the warlord in a fight, she could have her freedom. Wing Chun trained in a rapid-fire style suited to quick, diminutive fighters. Her hard work paid off. She won the fight, and the art of Wing Chun was born.
Whether you're male or female, the core strike in any Wing Chun attack is the straight Wing Chun punch.
Just a straight punch? Just here?
因为两点之间直线是最短的。
It's the shortest distance between you and your opponent.
To execute the Wing Chun punch, the fighter quickly moves inside his opponent's punching range.
Good.
With his hands in front of his chest and his elbows tucked in, the fighter quickly rotates and extends his fist.
Punch along the arm. Then try and get your hand back above your elbow.
The punch is then repeated as needed until your opponent bites the dust.
I feel like the breeze whizzing by my face. That's cool.
And according to Master Wong, the more relaxed a fighter is, the more punches he can throw.
Relax. Relax your arms.
It's so hard to relax and think about punching somebody. It's not an easy concept.
But Wing Chun doesn't just rely on speed. It uses power too.
He's excited. Oh yeah, that sucks. And even through a pad from, this far away, you feel a lot of power.
The key to this synergy of speed and power is punch technique, punch location, and punch frequency. With your elbows tucked in behind your fist, the energy of each punch is maximized. And because the punch is delivered to your opponent's core along a center line, the more directly that force is transmitted to his body. The effect is similar to that of continually slamming a battering ram against a door. No matter how strong, it can only sustain so many blows before it collapses. Tell you what, this punch is very difficult. Staying in that motion and always realizing that he can hit you back.
The more you practice, the better you become at anticipating your opponent's next strike.
So all these are basically different moves to create hand sensitivity, which comes into play no matter what you're doing.
Practice for long enough, and you don't even need to see your opponent to strike him. Blindfolded, Master Wong demonstrated the combination of speed and power that lies at the heart of Wing Chun.
Okay. See, that's for real. If you break your training partners, you don't have anyone to play with.
But Master Wong explained he was actually taking it easy on his sparring partner. At full force, that punch would have broken this guy's ribs.
He was fluid just as fast, and he saw his openings, and he was kicking his butt blindfolded.
Yeah, and he hit him right in the solar plexus, and we got to see him puke over the Great Wall of China. But one punch, no matter how devastating, wouldn't be enough to survive a fight. So we headed south to Kaifeng Park on the Yellow River to witness law enforcement, Kung Fu style.